And I just want to take the last few minutes of my welcome to sort of zoom out and think uh, we're all gathered here from all around the world because we all share a similar passion, and a vision in VR. And I just want to briefly share with you my vision for VR. VR is an incredible technology. For one thing, it enables communication. We can feel like we're meeting with each other, socializing, sharing amazing experiences and memories with each other halfway around the world. And I bet you that very soon this conference will transform into something totally different. Instead of having to pay for plane tickets all the way from France, all the way from Australia, from UK, we can just have this in VR. That's the power of VR. Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Awesome. Hello. Yes, welcome to VR LBE Summit. My name is Jeremy Lam. I'm founder and CEO of Virtual World Arcade and also this conference and VR platform that we're all using here today, and the director of the VR LBE Summit. First of all, thank you for coming to the conference this year. This is our 5th annual conference. And that video that we just saw was from our 2019 conference, VR Arcade Conference 2019, also sponsored by Microsoft with the help of our friends at Microsoft, Joe and the team. Last year, when I was making the opening remarks, it was almost said on a whim that because VR is such a powerful tool, that we would end up having one of our conferences in the future here in VR. And I think the fact that we are all here today is proof of the ability and capability of VR and what it can do. The fact that it solves real problems in the industry, whether it's in entertainment, in enterprise, in consumer. I think all of us being here today is proof of that. I'd like to welcome you all to VR LBE Summit this year. Because it's a very unique year. Every year we design the conference to solve the biggest problems in the industry that year. In 2016, the conference was about, okay, there's a lot of entrepreneurs and startup businesses who want to start up their own VR arcade, VR theme park, VR LBE business. But we don't know how to do that. There's a few companies around, like Zero Latency and The Void, but it's not really widespread yet. So our idea was, okay, let's bring everybody together. Let's bring everybody to Silicon Valley, from the operators to franchise and chain owners to game developers, hardware companies, whether it's tracking hardware, controller hardware, and several of the companies we have here today that you'll see in the expo downstairs. And that's how, at least for us, our company, we got started. We, through the people and the partners that we met at the conference, got started with our business. And every year it's been the same. Every year it's, what's the biggest problem for the industry? And let's bring together those people. Let's design the conference, whether it's the talks or the panels or the presentations and pitches or exhibition around that, so that we can bring the right people together to solve those problems in the industry that year. This year, the biggest problem, as we all understand and are experiencing in our day-to-day lives, is COVID-19. As a result, we have done our best, and it's a very, very challenging problem, and perhaps one of the most challenging problems that we've faced, and not only our industry, but really everybody in the world is facing. But our biggest challenge yet. Our team has done the best, our best to put together, okay, we before starting this conference and announcing it, we did a lot of research. We talked to a lot of VR LBE operators and a lot of people who worked in the industry, trying to understand what are your biggest problems, what are you experiencing day to day, what do you need most help on? we've identified two biggest problems. One is I am a VR LB business, and I am locked down. I am unable to start up, reopen my business because of COVID-19, because of quarantine and lockdowns. And I need to stay afloat. I need to figure out what the reopening strategy is as well. So the second is I have reopened, and I need to figure out how to do it safely. I need to figure out how to adapt my business model to this new strange economy and market and culture, and the way people are sort of experiencing day-to-day life and entertainment today. So with that, you'll see on our schedule that we have talks from our VR LBE operators. That'll be coming in about an hour or so, to share, some of which have reopened, some of which are under lockdown, to share their experiences. What are they going through? And at the very least, the least we could do coming out of this conference is just be able to share our experiences, what we're going through, and find other common, similar people with common passions and also common struggles that we can connect with, and have a little fun, because we deserve a little fun during this time. But share the things that they've tried that haven't worked, but also share the things that they've tried that have worked. And so working models and working ways to reopen and working ways to continue and continue their business. And we also have several prestigious law firms doing panels and talks throughout today to give sort of a legal perspective and a government policy perspective on quarantine, on the lockdown, and on what business owners like us can do to prepare information that's good for us to know that we may not get just within our community or our circle, something from a legal perspective. And then tomorrow, we have just a lot of fun talks. We have a talk about the making of the VR Rabbids ride. We have a panel later today about Far Cry VR between Zero Latency and Ubisoft, which I'm very excited about. We have indie dev panels tomorrow. We got expo networking throughout today and throughout tomorrow, and a scavenger hunt that we'll be talking a little bit more about tomorrow as well. But also, something that we've observed as a trend is we have a lot of university research talks tomorrow as well, in the second half of tomorrow. And I think that also goes to show where the industry is headed, that the industry is expanding. We have health and fitness talks now, and other sort of enterprise type of talks. So hope you all enjoy the conference and have fun. This is your conference. We designed this conference for you, so please take full advantage of it, including the little gaps like this one right here. And let us know how we can make the conference for you. And we want you all to get the most out of it, and use the conference and the people that you meet to overcome the challenges that we are facing this year. And if you enjoy the conference, I'd highly encourage you to head to our website, conferenceinvr.com, because you can host an event just like this yourself. You can reserve your event for free on the website today. So as easy as that. I'd like to take the few last minutes of my opening remarks to zoom out a little bit and share with you my vision for VR and our industry. There's a lot of unknowns that we're faced with this year. So many unknowns and challenges. But what we do know is that the people here in this room, many of whom I met 5 years ago at our first conference, when we were first starting up our VR startup, many of whom have seen the launch of the first HTC Vive and the first consumer Oculus and the first VR arcade being opened in your city. Those folks are the folks who are here today. The folks who have survived 5+ years of the VR industry. And that's who's here at the conference. And so when I ask myself, how is that possible? How are we still here? As we all understand, the VR industry is full of ups and downs, and it's absolutely not easy. It is an exciting technology full of possibilities, but being the first to market and being the first to figure everything out, the business models and the technology, certainly is not easy. But we have all made it to here. And so over the years, seeing everybody here at the conference every year, getting to understand, oh no, this is how this community works. I've understood that we are a community of teams and people and entrepreneurs driven by passion. And I believe that's the core thing that connects all of us, and also is the reason why we have survived through the multiple challenges being thrown at the industry. I think being driven by passion, we can overcome so many of these challenges, whether economical or technical. And I truly believe that next year, we will be back, just like we have every single year. And we will be looking at the next set of challenges, the challenges of 2021. And I believe that it's because of the partners and the strong and smart and talented people here that we meet, that we work with, that support us, that help us through these kinds of problems. So I believe in this community, and I thank you for believing in the VR LBE community as well. And I thank you for being here and being present at the conference. And so I hope you all have fun and enjoy the conference. I'm going to give the last few of my minutes to Jo from Microsoft to give her opening remarks. But before I do, a quick tutorial. I'd like to welcome Jo with a round of applause. Folks in VR, it's you hold grip and you clap your hands together. For folks on desktop, you hit the 1 key on your keyboard, the number 1 key on the upper left-hand corner. Clap. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Jo to come speak and give her opening remarks. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jo Ryle from Microsoft. I lead marketing in the developer ecosystem team for mixed reality. And I have a feeling this year, together, even more people across the globe. And I apologize for any noise. We're all trying to get through this situation, adapting and becoming more great at doing online events and virtual reality events, but we still have some challenges, so please forgive any technical issues and please be forgiven. We're trying to do our best here. And I just wanted to say that I'm really thrilled with Jeremy again. I've collaborated on the VR LBE Summit with him for this one as a sponsor. So firstly, Microsoft actually would like to thank Jeremy, Nanette, and the entire Virtual World Arcade team who have been working tirelessly behind the scenes. It's not an easy job to put together a summit, especially during these times. I first met Jeremy Lamb at Microsoft's first LBE summit in 2018 at the Microsoft Reactor in San Francisco. This event was a huge success, thanks to all of our speakers and exhibitors. In 2019, I recognized that Microsoft and the Virtual World Arcade shared common goals. So we wanted to bring LBE companies together, we wanted the industry to connect and help new LBE developers and partners understand all of the possibilities of building LBE experiences. We wanted and still want this industry to know that Microsoft and Virtual World Arcade are committed to this for 2020. With COVID, we had to adapt, but in addition to that, we were running out of space in the reactor, the physical environment. So we originally, back in 2019, Jeremy and I were talking about which venue we could rent to host this with all the fantastic demos. But then, as we know, COVID hit, so we switched to virtual, which is awesome. We still want the industry to know that Microsoft and Virtual World Arcade are really committed to the industry, and we want to hear about your LBE experiences. Jeremy suggested we host this event in VR, and here we are, which is a fantastic platform. I saw this platform back in March, and the team behind the scenes, and Jeremy and Nanette, they have done a fantastic job with this platform. And it's fun to actually be an avatar and actually be able to sort of talk to people. Thank you again, Jeremy and team. It's a pleasure to be your sponsor. Microsoft is very grateful. Here's a short video of the physical event in 2018, just so you get a capture of like what it looked like before, pre-COVID.
This is a pioneering community. They're going to make sure LBE goes from being just a startup activity to actually established. It's the people here who are going to make that happen. It's always a pleasure when Microsoft learns about what people are doing with our products that we didn't know about, and you see how far they take them.
This is the Hi-Fi Drop with Windows and Mark controller. So the controller actually gives the absolute positioning and orientation to the wrist, and the rest of the posture was captured by the sensor integrated inside the glove.
And showcasing a VR fly into space experience to everyone to see what would look like if you would fly into space. The seat is sitting on the hardware, and that creates the whole experience.
Really happy to see how much the developers and content creators and operators have embraced our hardware and are excited to work with us and continue to build towards the future.
And we see people want to be more entertainment, just the standard entertainment, and they want more stuff. So I think the LBE will be like the place where you're going to entertain.
It's really fun to be on the forefront of a new industry and to be helping to work with so many amazing content creators and technologists who are shaping the industry. You feel it like we're part of building something new that's going to impact so many people in a positive way.
Thank you for joining us, virtual audience. If you'd like to join Microsoft events or our partner program or receive updates or simply chat with us on our forum, please sign up via the links on this slide. You might want to just write them down, so we'll leave it up for a little bit. Also, if you want to learn more about Microsoft and LBE, I'd recommend you attend the keynote at 12 p.m. Pacific time, where we have our very own Ishta Kapoor, Director of Mixed Reality, speaking. She's a great speaker. She's very, very much involved in the LBE space and a great person to learn from. After the talk, there's not a Q&A, so if you want to meet with her, she'll probably be down at the booth. and you can ask some questions there. And all of these links are down at the booth as well. Sorry, I've forgotten all my French. And finally, I just wanted to say again a massive thank you to Virtual World Arcade, the entire team, all those people. Jeremy's done so much work, and so has Nanette.